So you're starting a new practice or business. Your accountant offers to establish your LLC for you. Then you call us and say, should I have an LLC or an S Corp for my new practice? Let's dig into this. I'm Erin Jackson with Jackson LLP Healthcare Lawyers. LLCs and S Corps are actually apples and oranges. S Corps are a tax designation, and so it's right that your accountant is focused on that. In order to obtain an S Corp tax designation, along with several other types of tax designations, you may need a corporate entity. That would be an LLC or a corporation. So frequently, as part of your tax planning, your accountant might offer to establish your LLC or corporation for you. Now, those LLCs, especially for healthcare practices, require really specific and nuanced care and attention when drafting articles of organization, the operating agreement specifically, and then there's other steps you also need to take. Depending on your state, you may need to register with regulatory bodies, and the language needs to be very specific. You may also be required to establish a very specific type of corporate entity that your accountant is not familiar with establishing. Unfortunately, in years of doing this, we have yet to see a properly formed entity that has been established by an accountant. This is not because they're not good at what they're doing, and we know that you have established relationships with your accountant. That's why you asked for their help. However, their focus is on taxes, and our focus is on complying with the law. So we can establish for you an LLC, a PLLC, a professional corporation, or a corporation, depending on what your Practice Act requires and state law permits. Each state is different, and we don't claim to be tax professionals. So what we do is give you a basic primer in the fact that we're helping you establish something that'll insulate you from liability, and then it's really important that you connect with a tax professional to elect the right tax classification for your business. But know that LLCs and S Corps are apples and oranges. An LLC, indeed, as a corporate entity, can elect S Corp status for tax purposes. That's a common source of confusion, and it's one that's important to clarify when you're starting a business, especially if you want to maintain corporate formalities and get the maximum benefit from both your corporate entity and your tax designation. If you have more questions about this or you'd like us to work with you to establish your business, feel free to reach out or check out the resources on our website. For tips on how to keep your healthcare practice compliant, subscribe to our YouTube channel.